Okay, guys, I see many of you have joined. We can get started. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how we create Bastion, guys. How to connect, I have already shown you. What will be your username? What will be your password? This will be the same which you created while creating the virtual machine. Okay. So is this clear to everyone now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mustaqim, I will give you access on this resource group, or I think this one is already empty. Let me give you access on this one. Start creating a machine, and before that I will start explaining the next topic to you guys. Let me quickly give him access so he can start creating a machine. Okay, this is new option, guys. When we started the sessions or training, it wasn't there. So now under privileged admin role, whenever you give someone owner access and you click on next or so when you select the member, in this case I'm going to use the same ID which I have shared with Mustaqim. When you do this and click on next, this is something new. Earlier we had only role, members, review and assign. So here if you start adding conditions, then you will have to do that very precisely, right? And if you don't do that, it will not work. It won't allow you to do the assignment. So it's better that you do not constrain anything. This is a practice session, so you don't have to do anything. So check this box and then assign it, and they will have the complete access as an owner on their resource group. And if you want someone to give owner access on the subscription level, same thing you have to follow. It wasn't there. If you go back and watch our first sessions, you will see options were something different. And this VPN connectivity also, I have done it long back. I'm pretty sure there are many options which have been changed, so we may have to redo it or something. Even if I am doing it, chances are there that we may not do it at the first time, but will do the errors and still will learn. Ultimately we will have the complete process and you will have your understanding. So Mustaqim, you get started, create a virtual machine here, just a virtual machine, nothing else. Start from scratch, create your resource group, create your VNet and etc. and everything. Got it? I've given
Sir.
you the access. If you're not able to see this resource group, just log off and log in once. And
No,
you
I
should be
just
able to see.
refreshed it and it is visible.
It is visible, right? And I'm going to delete this one then.
So I had a doubt.
Yes.
So the virtual machine which is created, that should be under Bastion subnet, right?
No, no, definitely not. Why? You cannot have a machine under Bastion subnet. Why do you require it? Even if it is in different subnet, how does it bother?
Okay.
Okay, I've
So
started
that
already started deleting it. Let's say अगर बचा होगा ना अभी तो मैं 2 मिनट में बता ही देता हूँ. If it is not yet deleted, let me quickly show it to you that if I go ahead and create a new machine. Yes, you continue your question. And you wanted to ask something else?
so the last practical which we saw, the like we created one virtual machine in the subnet,
Hmm. Which subnet?
which was the Bastion subnet, and using that VM, we were able to connect to the virtual machines which were in different subnet.
Wait, see. Test VM. Can you even create a machine in Azure Bastion subnet? The selected subnet is not supported. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
create a machine. When did you create a machine on Azure Bastion subnet? Are you talking about the one which we did yesterday?
Yes.
No, no, definitely. I created a Bastion subnet. If you guys remember, I created a Azure Bastion subnet separately,
Yes.
and there
Yeah.
was no machine. I created Azure Bastion subnet only to have a Bastion, not to have a machine. You cannot have a machine on Azure Bastion subnet. Can you see it? Luckily, it didn't get deleted yet, and we got to see
Mm-hmm.
it. You cannot create a machine or any resource on Azure Bastion subnet. Simple. The selected subnet is not supported. You will have to create it in other subnet. If you want one more subnet, create another subnet, but you cannot create it on Azure Bastion subnet. Clear?
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, how many IP addresses we need to give for
Yeah.
the Bastion subnet?
Coming
Like
to that.
range.
Okay, how many IP address for the Bastion? I think उसका ये है cider minimum 25 होना चाहिए, 25 से कम नहीं लेना चाहिए. I could be wrong with number, but like we can check that. We always have to check that on Microsoft's website. कि Bastion subnet का minimum cider क्या होना चाहिए? I think is it 25 or 26?
Okay, so how many IP addresses it will there?
Calculate it. Let us know. Calculate it quickly and let us know. Someone already answered it.
Okay, so remaining 64 IP, like 63 IP addresses will be the only waste.
Yes, sort of. You can say it's a private IP. Don't worry about the wastage. Do not worry
Okay.
about the wastage, guys. इतना ये नहीं है, बहुत कुछ waste होता रहेगा उसमें. Okay, and now again, Ryan, answering your question. That subnet में
Yes.
maximum कितने ये होते हैं? The one which you asked there, right? So let's say
Yes.
that this is my virtual network. इसका एक subnet ये है. I'm creating this subnet. So your question was that how many servers, how many IPs can I have maximum, right?
Yes.
Can I have 256? So look at this. It's up to you. If I select this range, how many IPs do I get? Provided कि
Yeah.
इससे ज्यादा नहीं हो. Let's say this is 16 and I am saying कि नहीं मुझको कितना चाहिए subnet में. This we have done very in depth.
Yeah, I
60
know.
is the maximum. Let's say if this is my इसको ही मैं लेता हूँ 17 and at subnet level if I say I want 16, is it possible?
No.
Total IP I'm getting 32,000 and what am I saying how much I want here? I want 16 का ये मिलेगा ही नहीं. Can you see? जैसे I changed it there 16 का मिलेगा ही नहीं. So total you have 32. एक सबनेट में आपको कितने लेने हैं उस 32 में से? 8 लेने हैं, 16 लेने हैं, 32 लेने हैं, कितने IP एड्रेस लेने हैं? It's up to you. And that is what it shares here. Do you think this I
Got it.
can work on this one? Let's say this one. Can I take this subnet, guys? I have this VNet. I want to create a machine. Can I take this subnet?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Whatever we have understood, by that logic, your answer is correct, Joseph. I take that as a yes. Then why are we getting the error? Why am I getting this error?
Because by default,
Disable
5
IP.
IPs, yeah, 5 IPs will be used. So there will be no IP address for
Perfect.
like
Yes.
usable IPs will be 0.
So understand, guys, we always consider usable IPs. If your client is saying that I want only one IP, so you will require total 6 IPs. Why? Because Azure reserve 5 IPs. So even if you want one IP, you will have to take something like this, जहां पर आपको total 8 IP मिल रहे हैं. 8 में से कितने आपके माइनस होंगे? यूजेबल IP कितने बचेंगे?
3.
Only 3 are usable IP. That is the reason it says. And if I do this, make it as 30, I get in total 4 IPs, which is not even possible. उसमें कुछ बनेगा ही नहीं. Save का भी option नहीं देगा. It's not even possible. So minimum 29 I should have. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So I have this answers your question, Ryan. And subnet, it has Bastion. Is it clear to everyone, guys? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. And let's proceed with VPN connectivity now. Whatever we have been discussing, guys, we focused on Azure. कि Azure के VNet pairing, Azure में subnet connect अपने आप होते हैं, Azure में VNet अपने आप connect नहीं होते हैं. We have to do VNet pairing, global VNet pairing, etc. Local VNet pairing वगैरह सब हमने देखा. Now let's move to the next level. What if I want to connect my Azure virtual network to my VPC. VPC is a term of AWS, Virtual Private Cloud. यहाँ जैसे हमारे पास वर्चुअल नेटवर्क है, AWS के पास वर्चुअल प्राइवेट क्लाउड है. They are saying सेम ही चीज है, बस नाम अलग है उसका. So I want to connect my virtual network to AWS, or I want to connect my virtual network to GCP. Then how can we do that? Or I want to connect my virtual network to my on-premises device, to my on-premises data center. So how do we achieve that? So all answers to all these questions, there is one simple answer called VPN. But now there are some categories, some details under VPN. So I will explain it to you. But before that, let me quickly explain this to you and we'll start deploying, because this component takes a lot of time for deployment. This is called virtual network gateway. I'll explain it to you what it is. Let me open my OneNote. And why am I reading it from here, guys, or why am I highlighting it? Because this is shared with you and you can go back and refer to this, highlight or whatever you want in your own copy. This is read only for you. You can save a local copy or in online copy also, whatever you want to do it. It won't impact the actual copy, but you will have your own version of it. Okay, and here I have spent a lot of time so you guys can get it very easily. First thing, what is your virtual private network or virtual network? Virtual private network, I'm sure all of you have been using, जहां से आप अपने घर पे बैठे बैठे कनेक्ट हो जाते हो आपके ऑफिस के नेटवर्क पे, and then you are able to use all the resources like your email, like your printer, shared folders, share points, your applications, your gateway, etc. Everything you are able to access, and you are sitting at home, you are able to connect to your office network. That is your VPN, virtual private network. Now using the same virtual private network, what we can do is we can connect to different networks. Connect to two different networks. VNet peering, it's limited to Azure. What if I want to go beyond Azure? सब कुछ तो Azure पे नहीं होगा ना. Maybe I have 5,000 servers on premises and on prem से मुझको उसको Azure पे ले जाना है, migrate करना है. So there has to be one connectivity. So how to achieve that connectivity or how to establish that connectivity, that we are going to learn. There are two methods. VPN में ही एक छोटा segment है, gateway and express route. We'll see that in detail, but express route हम नहीं करने वाले हैं. It's not possible in lab environment. I'm going to explain it to you though. इतना explain कर देंगे that you can speak in your interview, but feel free to say it that I have never worked on express route, never got a chance, because वो बहुत initial level पे either your architect team, your telecom team, they do it, वो setup already हो जाता है. So interview point of view से question आता है that what is the difference between VNet peering and VPN? What is the difference between VNet peering and VPN? So basics are difference दोनों में ये है that VNet peering, it's limited to Azure. If I want to connect something from Azure to AWS or Azure to GCP or Azure to any other cloud like Alibaba, Oracle, or Azure to my on-prem network, VNet peering, it's not useful. Is it clear to everyone till here?
Yes.
Okay. Then what do? Then we can go ahead with VPN. Now, what are the components you require to create a VPN? ये बहुत ही frequently asked question है, and hence I have written here. The components are VNet. Obviously एक machine होनी चाहिए testing के लिए, but वो आपके इसका component नहीं है, VPN का component नहीं है. I hope you guys understand, right? You can create two virtual networks and do the peering without even having a machine into them. मशीन हम क्यों बनाते हैं? So we can test each other, हम अपने practical को validate कर पाए. Otherwise, creating a machine or creating a resource, that is not a mandatory component. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
हम क्यों बना रहे हर इसके practical के साथ एक machine? Otherwise, how will I show it to you कि पहले ping नहीं हो रहा था, बाद में ping हो रहा है? How will you understand? And how will you validate कि हुआ भी है या नहीं हुआ है? Okay. Otherwise, you may see जहाँ पे एक भी machine नहीं है और फिर भी peering का demand आ रहा है. मे बी वहां पर कुछ एपीआई से कोई डेटा फेच हो रहा है डायरेक्टली वेबसाइट टू वेबसाइट के थ्रू, जहां पे पूरा का पूरा पैस पे होस्टेड है एंड यू डोंट इवन हैव अ सिंगल मशीन. सो डोंट गेट वरीड और बॉदर्ड अबाउट इट कि इसमें मशीन नहीं है, व्हाई डू यू नीड VNet पेयरिंग? यू डोंट हैव टू डू दैट. If they are asking you to do VNet pairing, you should know how to do it. That's it. We require a machine so we can validate this. Okay, Mustaqim, in this case, please create a virtual machine. उसमें VNet अपने आप बन जाएगा आपका.
Okay, I already did.
You did it? Great. I will require user ID and password for that machine, or maybe you can log in there. You are able to share your screen, right?
Let me check.
No, not now. It's okay. I meant you are you on laptop?
Yeah, I'm on laptop.
Yes, then that's okay. So components needed. One is virtual network. In our case, we are going to have two machines also. Okay. So what are we trying to do here, guys? I will have one machine on my subscription, my Azure Active Directory at my screen in my network, and I'm asking Mustaqim to create one, and we'll do the VPN connectivity between these. All of you can also do it. If you guys want, you can try it at your end also. जिसका भी पहले बन जाता है, एक दूसरे से आप लोग try कर सकते हो. And here when I assign some task, I will make sure that I group people with each other. Though there is no compulsion in that. If you want to practice with someone else, feel free to do that. But I will just help you with that. Rest up to you. Okay, so what are the components? First, from the interview point of view, the question will be, what are the components do you require for VPN? VPN connectivity. So the components required for VPN, it's your virtual network and a gateway subnet. एक सबनेट तो डेफिनेटली होगा जिस पे आपकी मशीन है, और ना भी होता है. आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन इट टू यू. कुछ और हो सकता है, दे जस्ट वांट कनेक्टिविटी. But like in Azure Bastion subnet, for Azure Bastion, you require Azure Bastion subnet. To do your VPN connectivity, you need you need a component, you need a service called VNet gateway. और उस VNet gateway को बनाने के लिए आपको चाहिए होता है gateway subnet. Is it clear, guys? Or is it confusing? Yes, guys.
Clear.
Yes, so maybe.
So the gateway will be gateway
Yes.
subnet.
I'll explain it to you. Virtual network ये हमारा हो गया. ठीक है. The outer line, this is representing virtual network. Is it visible to everyone? My video, is it visible, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's say that this is the one which Mustaqim is creating. UT-Kloud VNet Mustaqim is creating. यहाँ पर मुस्तकीम ने एक मशीन बना दी. This machine is here. It's fine. It's already here. एक सबनेट बनाया मुस्तकीम ने. Maybe default नाम दिया होगा, कोई भी नाम दिया होगा. Machine is ready. It is here. I am in virtual network. ये तीन चीजें बन गई already. You are familiar with these three things, right? Now, what am I saying? That to achieve this, to achieve the VPN, what all components do I need? So one of the components is VNet, जो already बन गया आपका machine बनाते वक्त. The other component is virtual network gateway. ये एक service है Azure में. We will see that now when we go to portal. But to create the virtual network gateway, like to create this machine, you require a subnet, right? एक तो subnet होना चाहिए ना. Be it
Yes.
default, be it client subnet, be it anything, but there has to be one subnet to create a virtual machine. Similarly, to create a virtual network gateway, there has to be one subnet, but that is a special subnet, a dedicated subnet, जिसमें again naming convention आता है. The name is gateway subnet. You cannot deploy this virtual network gateway service on client subnet or default subnet or any other subnet. इसके लिए specific आपको चाहिए एक सबनेट जिसका नाम हो गेटवे सबनेट. इज दिस क्लियर टिल हियर, गाइस?
Yes.
तो कितने कंपोनेंट्स हो गए? वर्चुअल नेटवर्क, सबनेट, वर्चुअल नेटवर्क गेटवे एंड एक गेटवे सबनेट. दिस इज नथिंग बट अ सबनेट. बस एक सबनेट का नाम जो है स्पेसिफिकली गेटवे सबनेट दे रखा है उन्होंने, बट इट्स नथिंग अदर देन योर सबनेट. इज दिस क्लियर टिल हियर टू एवरीवन?
Yes.
व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स, गाइस, अदर देन उजैफ?
Yes.
Yes.
Is guys expecting more? Yes.
Yes.
And if you're not understood, let me know.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone. Nida, what about you? Suti, you confirm, I guess. Virta, I hope you're getting it. Zareen,
Yes.
Shoaib, Satish, are you getting it?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, Shoaib, ask.
Why there is a difference in IP with VNG and the gateway subnet?
I'll explain it to you guys. Don't. This is the reason I didn't want to show this picture. But your answer is already there. Gateway subnet. What is that IP? Is it private or public?
It's public IP.
And this virtual network gateway, which
Sorry,
IP
it's
is?
private. Sorry, it's private.
So in
The gateway subnet is private IP,
yes, and the virtual network gateway, what IP do you see there? Is it private or public?
public IP,
So can they be
public IP.
same in any way? Can they be in same sub वो सबनेट की रेंज में हो सकता है क्या?
So how it is getting, you said we need to create gateway subnet in order to deploy a service,
Hmm.
virtual network gateway.
Right.
Why it is required?
What is required? Why? What is required? Didn't get you. Sorry.
Gateway subnet.
To have this resource for machine, like machine आपको बनानी है, can you directly create it on virtual network?
No, we'll require a subnet,
A
right?
subnet, right? At least one subnet named default या कुछ भी. So similarly, जैसे ही आप इस resource को बनाने जाओगे ना, so it will require a subnet, and the requirement is कि उस subnet का नाम होना चाहिए gateway subnet. For example, just we saw bastion. आपको bastion बनाना है. Can you create a bastion on this subnet?
No,
Can you create a bastion on this subnet?
no,
What is the specific requirement of bastion?
a dedicated subnet.
Dedicated as in what? मैं client subnet को dedicate कर सकता हूँ क्या? कि ठीक है यार ये
Azure
bastion subnet.
Bash, Azure
Yes,
Bash
with a
subnet.
separate
specific
subnet.
name. Yes, with a specific name. जो नाम दिया गया है वही, उसमें मैं कोई डॉट फुल स्टॉप वगैरह नहीं लगा सकता हूँ. ये Azure की तरफ से हार्ड कोडेड चीजें हैं. You cannot make any changes. I cannot say कि यार Azure Bastion subnet को मैं Bastion Azure subnet लिखूं तो चलेगा क्या? Subnet Azure Bastion लिखूं तो चलेगा क्या? एक फुल स्टॉप लगा दूं ये चलेगा क्या? No, हार्ड कोडेड है. That is the reason we require for Azure Bastion subnet. Similarly, it is Azure's requirement that when you want to do a virtual network gateway अगर आपको डिप्लॉय करना है तो you have to have a subnet called gateway subnet.
Okay, so the virtual network gateway will be deployed in what the gateway subnet.
Perfect. Clear है यहाँ तक? And guys, do
Fine.
not wait until I take your name and then you ask questions. If you have questions, please do ask. And I am very blunt about it, guys, right? If I think that question is not relevant या process related पूछ रहे हो आप लोग, I won't waste my time, I won't waste your time, and I won't even waste others time. I'll tell you ये नहीं आएगा, leave it, let it be. But if you're asking a question जो मुझको लगता है कि technical है and you should know, we will spend some time, चाहे उसमें पूरा session भी क्यों नहीं चला जाए. So do not wait when I encourage you to ask questions. If you have, do ask. Do not think, you don't think that a process related है क्या? I'll tell you. If you ask a question which is not relevant, I will tell you. But you do not keep your questions with you. Please do ask questions. बहुत ही ज्यादा important topic है. If you do not understand networking अच्छे से, बहुत ज्यादा difficulty होगी. And interview में भी बहुत सारे questions आते हैं. Because even they understand that this is one of the toughest topic. And if you know this, compute आपको सिखाया जा सकता है. Like I gave you example yesterday. आपको वर्चुअल नेटवर्क गेटवे आता है बनाना, आप लोगों को VPN आता है, एंड यू डोंट नो हाउ टू रिसाइज अ मशीन, आई विल ऑनबोर्ड यू फॉर श्योर, बिकॉज आई नो दैट कैन बी डन वेरी इजीली. कोई एक मेरा फ्रेशर इंजीनियर भी आपको सिखा देगा, हार्डली एक दो घंटे का सेशन, एंड यू विल नो दिस. बट दिस कॉन्सेप्ट दे डोंट वांट टू हायर समवन जिसके पास ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर नहीं है, एंड देन स्पेंड टाइम एंड मनी ऑन दैट पर्सन. राइट? सो प्लीज डू आस्क. इफ यू डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, do not hesitate at all, feel free to ask questions, guys. Is it clear then, Joeb and others?
Yes, sir. It
Yes.
is.
Okay. And
Thanks.
Yes.
big, and even if this is a part of this subnet, इसका IP इस रेंज का क्यों नहीं है? Because ये पब्लिक IP है इसके ऊपर. But that we are going to learn. अब फिलहाल हम लोग सिर्फ इस क्वेश्चन पे है यहाँ पर कि what are the components required. So एक VNet चाहिए, एक VNet gateway चाहिए, and to have that VNet gateway subnet का होना जरूरी है. Without gateway subnet, we cannot have a VNet gateway. Okay. The another thing is local network gateway. Why do we require this? ये सब मैं explain करता हूँ. Don't worry. First, remember this as an interview answer. Local network gateway. The fourth thing we require is public IP, and fifth thing which we required it, connection. And we require these 5 components at both the site. अगर मैं अपने Azure से आपके Azure के साथ connect कर रहा हूँ, then also we required all of this. अगर मैं अपने Azure से AWS में connect कर रहा हूँ, then also I required all this. But the thing is that they may not have a condition like gateway subnet. वो कोई भी कंडीशन रखे, उनके पास कुछ और कंपोनेंट्स होंगे. लेट देम डू इट व्हाटएवर दे वांट टू डू इट. इवन इफ यू आर डूइंग इट विद अ पर्सन, लेट्स से अ कंपनी मर्जर और ऑडिटर या क्लाइंट एंड वेंडर, इफ यू आर डूइंग अ VPN शेयरिंग विद देम, Azure लेवल पे आपको ये 5 चीजें बनानी ही पड़ेगी. anyone, they will create and whatever information you need to exchange, I will explain it to you. अब उसका मेथड जो है AWS में अलग हो सकता है, GCP में अलग हो सकता है, ऑन प्रीम में अलग हो सकता है. You do not even have to worry about it. No matter where you are doing, you have to do the same thing on Azure. ये पांचों component आपको Azure में definitely लगेंगे. Even if you are connecting your VPN with Azure, even if you are connecting with your VPN with AWS or GCP, Oracle, Alibaba, any cloud or on prem. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's quickly get started with this VNet gateway creation, because this is the resource which takes a lot of time. 20 minutes लगेगा इसको बनने में, right? So rest of the things we can discuss जब तक वो बन रहा है. With me, Mustaqim, please start creating one at your end also. What we are going to do here now is we are going to connect your machine and my machine via VPN. So first
Okay.
thing is I need a VNet. In your case, you have already created a VNet, Mustaqim, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me create a VNet. So I can create a VNet alag se, guys, or I can create a VNet. This is your. Is this okay? This is Bashan. Look at this, guys. I think Bashan ab tak delete nahi hua hai. Let me check once.
No, I just named it as Bastion.
You named it as Bashan. Okay.
Yeah.
We are doing VPN, and you will require public
Yes,
IP
yes.
to this. Why? We are not doing Bashan anymore. We are doing VPN, and you will require public IP. Why do you
Okay,
need
okay.
public IP, guys? This is not there in the components. Why am I saying public IP लगेगा? It is not a part of the components. ये public IP single जो है ये आपके gateway पे लगने वाला है, like this. ये public IP जो है ना आपका वो यहाँ पर लगेगा. Your machines will not require public IP for VPN. But why am I saying Mustaqim को public IP लगेगा? Why do you think I'm saying that?
To test it over internet.
Yes. How else will we test? At least हम लोगों को test करने के लिए initial remote तो लेना चाहिए ना. That is the reason you will require public IP. I will also require a public IP. So now if you know how to put a public IP on existing machine, do it. Otherwise, let me just delete it and you can create a new one. Let me check if you have. Let's create a new one, Mustaqim, and name it as something else. Do one thing. You continue with this one, okay? Create a machine. Name as UTK VM 001. If it is already being used, name 003 or something. Your VNet should be named like this. UTK UT-Kloud created in East US. This is your range. 10 wala range ले लो आप. ठीक है?
Okay.
You follow this. I am following this. Tsoft.
Okay.
You create at your end. I am creating one at my end, and then create the machine and VNet, and then I'll tell you about the virtual network gateway. So as of now, guys, we
Okay.
are creating virtual network and machine. So methods can be that I can use I can use this one virtual network first and then create a machine. But we have been seeing कि virtual network जो है machine बनाते वक्त भी utilize किया जा सकता है. So I will create that. I'll start with machine and वो बाकी सब अपने आप बन जाएगा. Let Mustaqim delete all this, or do you want me to delete it? Okay, let me delete this for you. Because unless you delete it, वो 10 वाला range
Yeah,
आपको
please.
फिर से मिलेगा नहीं.
Yes.
So I'm deleting this. ये एक बार delete हो जाए, then get started with a virtual machine. I'll completely go to a different directory. Using one ID, by the way, guys, you can work for multiple companies. You don't have to log in again. I am logged in with Suhail.Khan to live.in, and I'm using multiple of these. So let's quickly create one virtual machine. I am naming everything as Tsoft. Let's imagine these are two companies we are talking about. Mine is Tsoft, yours is UT-Kloud. Okay, I am doing everything here in Central India. You are doing everything in East US. Is it clear, Mustaqim?
Soil.
What about others, guys? Are you getting it? It's not only for him, but I'm just he's helping me as a volunteer, so I'm talking to him. But it's for everyone. These two companies are we are talking about. I'm creating one. A resource group is ready. Let me create a machine. Again, though I did not have to go and dedicatedly create a resource group, I could have done that using while creating virtual machine also, but just wanted to show it to you. Otherwise, I hope you guys know that you can do it from here also. So I'm going to use my Tsoft one. I will name it as Tsoft VM 001. Central India, it's okay. Redundancy, let's not confuse each other. We are not discussing redundancy here. We don't need it. I think I'll stick to this machine, Ubuntu. You can have one Windows machine if you want. Uh, in Linux, everything is case sensitive, guys. Okay. Windows, it's fine. You tap out capital, tap out small, both are same thing. Mustaqim, make sure you checked all these boxes.
Yes, it's deploying.
Okay, great. Now, Mustaqim must have taken the by default, so he must have got this range 110.0.0.0, but that's okay. That's what I asked. We asked him to take. I am going ahead with 192 range. Subnet 1. Your subnet must be named default, right? So I'm calling mine as Tsoft subnet 1.
I just named it as UT-Kloud subnet 1.
Great, good work. Guys, can I use this? Whatever I explained till now, उसके बाद ये use कर सकता हूँ क्या practically के लिए मैं? What do you think?
No, no.
Why not?
Because you're utilizing all the private IPs
Why do I need more? ठीक है ना, I'm
to
utilizing
create
all
a
of them.
gateway subnet.
Yes, I hope you guys are understanding. Whoever is answering didn't see, but I hope rest of you are understanding. यहाँ पर भी हमको एक और सबनेट बनने वाला है जिसके लिए एक आईपी का रेंज छोटा भी क्यों ना हो जरूरी होगा. So I'm keeping some IPs. 26 is fine. I'm gonna have only one machine here. So I don't need the RDP thing, but let's keep it. And here I'm deploying the machine. Machine to deploy हो गया. I mean, it has started. Now we'll talk about virtual network gateway. What does it say? Coming back to this, one is required VNet. VNet हमारा बन गया. Virtual machine is not a requirement, but for testing we need it. Hence we did it. So the next requirement is VNet gateway. So let's learn how to create a VNet gateway, and this takes a lot of time, guys. A lot of time. First, let our machine get created, and we'll ping each other and see. Is your machine ready? Okay. Mustaqim, is
So
your machine ready? What's the IP address?
give me a minute.
Meanwhile, I'm going to my machine.
So I just pasted the IP address in chat.
Okay, guys, can you see his answer, guys? I'll paste it here.
So do you want a public IP or a private one?
You tell me. If we require to connect on public IP, do I have to do all these things? ये सब करना पड़ेगा
No.
क्या हम लोगों को? Public IP पे आप ऐसे ही directly login कर लोगे. You don't even require anything. You don't need anything, right? So which IP are we talking about? इतना सब हम क्यों कर रहे हैं?
The private one, but you said that we'll check if we can ping both the machines. So I was confused. I
No,
thought
ping as public पे तो definitely करेगा ping.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I want to check. If I can ping you on your this private IP, and you can check the same thing for me. Share a screenshot in the group. Let them know. Say this is Tsoft machine and my IP. I hope you guys can see my screen, right? And my IP address is 192.168.0.4. And UT-Kloud, the one Mustaqim is created, his IP is 10.0.0.4. I say it was evident because if you're using 10 range and there is nothing, so I am pinging you. Ping 10.0.0.4. What happened here, guys? Can someone tell me why is it not working?
Case sensitive.
Yes. Look at this. यहाँ पे मैंने सिर्फ कैप्स में गलती से पिंग लिख दिया, वो भी नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेगा Linux. I had to write it in small. This is how the Linux is. Mustaqim, did you turn off your firewalls?
No, I'm just trying to remote in.
Oh, you're trying to remote in first. Okay.
Yeah.
Remote in, turn off the firewall, and then try to ping my machine. Do you have command how to turn off the firewall?
Yes, I have.
Open it as a run as command, turn off the firewall, and this is my machine's IP. Do the continuous ping. You know that how to do
Okay.
that, right? I showed it to you
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
So you from your machine ping my IP address -t. Do this, hit enter.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, so as of now, we are doing on a Azure level.
No, it can be anywhere. Yeah, yes. As of now, because if I do it on AWS, how will you guys learn it on Azure? And if I do it on Azure and if I ask one of you to do it in AWS, I don't think so. If anyone knows, you guys can help me. इसलिए हम दोनों भी Azure पे ही कर रहे हैं. But method same होने वाला है. Whatever I am doing here, you have to do the same thing. सामने वाला बंदा क्या कर रहा है, you don't have to worry. उससे information क्या लेनी है, that I'll tell you. And how do they generate that information, you don't have to worry. Even if it is two Azure things, Mustaqim भी same ही कर रहा है जो मैं यहाँ पर कर रहा हूँ. So you are learning by looking at my screen. And if it is Azure AWS, Azure GCP, Azure on-prem वगैरह, you don't have to worry what other person is doing. बस उनसे information क्या लेनी है, that I'll tell you.
Okay, but Mustaqim is on whose subscription?
I have given him a separate one. I had multiple subscription.
Okay.
I've given him a temporary access on some different directory, different subscription, which is not at all connected to my subscription. So it is as good as two different companies, everything, nothing is connected between them.
Okay, so it means like two tenant.
Yes, definitely two tenants, two different tenants. Any other questions, guys?
Sohail,
Yes.
I just turned off the firewall.
Okay. Did you try pinging this my machine 192.168.0.4?
Yeah, I tried, but it is not working.
It's not working, right? Why? Because
Yeah.
we do not have the connection now. Only 1 minute is pending, guys. Do you guys need a break or shall we continue? Quickly, guys. 30 seconds happening. Do you need a break?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See you in 5 minutes, and it's see you at 15:30. 25, 26. Yeah, 4 minutes is enough. Let's see you at 3:30, 15:30. Same link.